Most traders spend all their energy on the trade itself. Entry, exit, stop loss, take profit, chart patterns, RSI, liquidation heat maps, absolutely all of it. And look, that stuff does matter. And that's what we talk about on the channel every single day. However, but here's the thing that almost nobody in this space actually talks about. What happens to the money after the trade closes? What do you do with your profits? You take profit, it sits in USDT, and you wait for the next setup. Maybe it's a week, maybe it's a month, maybe it's even longer if we're in a bear market. I used to do the same thing, just let it sit there, and one day I actually did the maths on what it was costing me, and that's pretty much changed how I go about managing my trading portfolio entirely. Today I'm going to walk you through exactly what I do with my stablecoin profits in between setups. I'll show you the main platforms worth knowing about, how they compare honestly, and also which ones I personally am ending up using. As always guys, sit back, relax, and get ready for the video. Alright guys, welcome back to another video, and thank you for joining me once again. As always, a massive special thank you to each and every one of you watching out there at home. To give back, comment down below, literally anything, and I'm going to give away $100 every single Monday. And let's get this video slapped up with the likes, up to 500 likes. That would be amazing. So let's talk about the problem first, because I think this is one of the biggest overlooked gaps in how traders think about their money. When you take profit into stable coins, it feels safe. And yes, in one sense, it is. Out of a volatile position and you're into something stable, USDT, USDC, for example, and that's fine. But what people don't think about is that those stable coins aren't actually safe in the broader sense. They're just idle. As you know, guys, capital has a cost. Inflation is real, even 3 to 4% per year, and we've seen it much higher than that recently as well with everything going on. The purchasing power of the USDT is quietly eroding in the background every single month. It sits there just doing nothing. And honestly, more importantly, that capital could be generating some kind of income. Not a lot, maybe just a small amount, but definitely something consistently in the background. Think about how much average time the trader spends waiting for the right trading setup. Could be weeks, could be even months between high convicting trades. And if you're managing a decent sized trading account, let's say 10K or 50K or even more, the difference between that capital sitting idle versus earning 10 to 15 to 18% per year is genuinely significant over time. For example, $20,000 sitting in USDT doing nothing. Over 12 months, zero. The same 20K in a flexible earn account at, let's say, 18% APY per year, that's around $3,600 a year just from leaving it idle. No extra trades, no extra risk on a position, just putting the capital to work in between setups. Now, of course, there is inherent risks with doing this, as we've seen in the past. Always do your own research before using any platform that I will mention in this video. So we've understood that this does become possible. Now the question is where? Because there are many differences between the platforms out there, and in today's video I really want to walk you through them. Honestly, before I tell you the exact one which I am personally using at the end. My system is simple. When I complete a profitable trade, a fixed percentage of those profits goes straight into the platform. It's not sitting around waiting for the next setup, it's working. So let's look at the actual options which I'm going to walk you through. 4 different platforms. I'll give you my honest trade-offs for each one, not just the headline rate number, because the rate number alone doesn't tell you the full story about the platform. First of all, it's Binance Earn. And look, this is obviously a starting point for most traders because you probably already have an account on Binance as it is. The product is called Simple Earn, and you got a flexible option and a locked option as well. Flexible basically means you can pull your funds out anytime you want, and lock means you commit for a fixed period, 30, 60 or 90 days, in exchange for a slightly better rate. Current rates on stable coins, and look, they usually move around quite a lot. You can check it on binance.com/earn before you do in fact check anything. But generally you're looking around 3 to 5% APY per year on the flexible product, and maybe 5 to 8% on the locked product. They do occasionally run small promotions with higher rates, sometimes 10 to 35% APR, but those fill up pretty quick and you can't always get access to them. Honest take, Binance Earn is the lowest friction option by a mile. If you're already there there, there's essentially zero extra work, and you earn exposure, and your exchange exposure is sitting in the same place. So what you earn and the exchange you use, it's all in the same place. For some people, it's a big positive. For me personally, I maybe would want to have separate places that I have it in, just to factor in that risk factor and have it a little bit safer. Second one I want to talk about is Whitebit Earn. Now, it's one of the largest European exchanges, and they have their own earn product with flexible fixed term options. I'd encourage you to check their current rates on whitebit.com. They move around quite a lot, and they run and do hold newer promotions as well. So what I tell you now may not be the same in a week or two if you do check it. It's also a very solid option if you want to diversify away from having everything sitting on Binance. Good UI, well-established exchange, and a pretty good track record as well. The higher APY products do, though, typically require some kind of a lockup. Lesser known outside of Europe, but that does affect the product quality. Worth checking, of course, and they always have new promos. Third one I want to talk about is Nexo. Nexo is one of the oldest dedicated crypto interest platforms in the space. They've been running since 2017, daily interest payouts. They've got a mobile app and a full set of features and a credit card product as well. Pretty appealing, to be honest. Rates on stablecoins, again, around 4 to 8%, pretty typical per year on the base tier, and up to about 14 to 17% of the year on their top loyalty tier system. This basically means your rate depends on how much of your portfolio is held in their native Nexo token. Here's one important red flag though that I noticed is Nexo requires a minimum 5k portfolio balance before you do in fact start earning. This is of course a real barrier to entry, and a lot of people watching this may not even have 5k in their portfolio. So if your trading account is smaller than that, you're only deploying a portion of your profits, or maybe you're trying to build up your profits to send over to one of these accounts, and Nexo just doesn't cut it because there is a barrier to entry. For traders with large stable coins who can meet the minimum, yeah, Nexo is a good platform. And the fourth one I want to talk about is CoinDepot, and I'll go into a lot more detail in the next section, but let me give you the overview here so that you can compare it properly alongside the others. So CoinDepot is a dedicated crypto interest platform which has been running since 2021. What's interesting about how they structure their accounts is that they give you a lot of flexibility on the term. So you've got current, daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, semi-annually, and annual accounts. And the thing that actually matters here for traders is you can withdraw your assets at any time during these periods. No fees, no penalties. The only thing you need to know is interest is credited at the end of the period. So if you pull out early, you won't receive the interest for that period. But if something comes up and you need to get access to that capital fast, there it is. You can access it. That matters a lot when you are in fact waiting on an important trade setup. On the rates, let's talk about that. Of course, that's what we're all interested in. Always check coindepot.com directly before you do anything because the rates can change, of course. You're looking at 20% APR on the quarterly account and around 17% APR on the current daily account. Always verify the latest figures on the platform, of course. And one thing I want to address directly is that their rates came down in February 2026. I'm not going to dance around that, guys. It, of course, is worth knowing that if you're watching this video, but here's honestly how I read it. They were in aggressive growth mode, attracting users, new deposits. Now they're optimizing for a sustainable operation long term. That is what real businesses do. The rates are still among the best out there in the market, and I explain why I trust the platform itself in the next section. So I want to talk about CoinDepot's track record because they have been operating since 2021. That means they've been through a full bull run and a brutal bear market. And 2022, guys, it was really ugly for crypto. A lot of platforms, in fact, didn't survive, and into the current cycle still haven't survived or rekindled. However, over 111,000 active users as of today on CoinDepot. In crypto, the platforms that want to disappear with your money usually do so in the first 12 months. Longevity isn't a guarantee of anything, but definitely it's a meaningful filter. Fireblocks institutional custody. I want to talk about this because it's a really big section which I have listed here. Your deposits on CoinDepot are secured using Fireblocks. If you don't know what Fireblocks is, it's the institutional custody infrastructure used by Coinbase, Revolut, BNY Mellon, and hundreds of global financial institutions. This is not a basic hot wallet. Fireblocks provides institutional grade security and insurance for custodial assets. It's not something a low effort project can just go ahead and set up. There's a serious vetting process to go ahead and get access to it. two independent security audits that CoinGecko has actually been audited by Hacken and CertiK, two completely separate audit firms with no financial stake in the platform. CertiK is specified as one of the most respectable blockchain security auditors in the world, used by Binance, OKX, and hundreds of other top projects in the space. An audit means an external expert has tried to find every possible exploit and vulnerability. Two independent audits means two separate teams went ahead and did that, and the CertiK report is linked in the description, guys, so you can go ahead and check it out. BSP license in El Salvador, VASP license in Poland, which requires EU standard anti-money laundering compliance. Real licenses, real legal accountability, not operating anonymously out of anywhere. Of course, as well, massive quarterly financial reports as well. The question which matters the most any yield form is, where does the money actually come from? Because if they can't answer that clearly, just simply walk away. CoinDepot publishes quarterly reports, income reports from two sources: on-platform collateralized loans, borrowers deposit assets and collateral and pay interest, and microcredit partnerships, also fully collateralized. Real lending activities, guys, generating real yield, not new users depositing funds to pay the old ones. The Q3 2025 report is linked in the description as well, guys. Check for Q4 before you do anything, and check into Q1 when it does come out as well. I want to talk about quarterly financial reports, because the question that matters the most with yield platforms is, where does the money actually come from? Because if they can't answer that clearly, walk away. It's that simple. CoinDepot publishes quarterly reports. Income comes from two sources: on-platform collateralized loans, where borrowers deposit assets as collateral and pay interest, and microcredit partnerships, also fully collateralized. Real lending activity generating real yield. And guys, the Q4 report is in fact linked down below. Go ahead and check it out. Also, guys, to celebrate Bitcoin Pizza Day, for 1 week only, boosted APR on all BTC deposits. So that's absolutely amazing. You can see right here on the screen the tweet that they published. It's in celebration of Bitcoin Pizza Day. So really take advantage of this current offer. I want to talk about flexibility for traders as well, because this one really matters about how we operate. The flexibility lets you withdraw anytime. So if a high conviction setup appears and you need access to your trading capital fast, of course it is accessible. The 3-month term gives you the best rate, but it's your call whether you want to lock that up for 3 months or you want the flexibility. I want to touch briefly on some of the things where I think they could improve. As of now, there is no mobile app, it's desktop app only, and there's no in-app exchange. Your deposit from outside the platform. These are real gaps, and again, most likely they will patch them in the future, but it's the company that I feel the most comfortable with. So here's my actual account, guys, where the portion of my trading fees goes. You can see the portfolio balance here, and this is the bit I want you to look at, the accrued interest. That number goes up every single day while I'm waiting for the next trading setup. This is not idle, it's earning consistently in the background regardless of what I am doing. So Binance Earn, Whitebit Earn, Nexo, CoinDepot, 4 legitimate options, real trade-offs between them. Binance if you want zero friction and maybe you already have an account there. Whitebit if you want a solid European alternative, you can check their new holder promos. And Nexo if you have a larger allocation and maybe want to hold their native token to get better access. And CoinDepot is the one which I personally landed on. The rates, the transparency, the audit trail, the custody setup, and that combination is really a list of set of facts which did it for me and made me want to go ahead and do it. The point of this video isn't for you to choose a specific platform, it's just for you to understand my opinion and what my views are on this. My link in the description is there for CoinDepot, guys, if you did want to go ahead and support the channel. It costs you nothing, you can go ahead and do your own research. I really recommend that. Read the quarterly reports, check the CertiK audit and look at the rates and make your own call. This is not financial advice, and again, guys, if you're in the UK, USA or UAE, please do not watch or engage with my content. One more thing, guys, if you do go with CoinDepot and you're planning a longer term allocation, look into the CDP token. Holding it gives you an extra 5% per year on top of your deposit rate, and given that the rates come down in February, it's a smart way to offset this if you are committed to a larger, longer term position. Token probe and linking is also in the description as well. I really hope you found this video useful, guys. Of course, we always cover technical analysis about Bitcoin on the channel, but this video is a little bit different about what you can kind of do with your profits. I really hope you enjoy it. All the links are down below mentioned, whatever I mentioned in today's video. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.